guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin if you're new here, and today's video is going to be another one of my trend videos. This one is for fall of 2021. And if you are new here, I do make these videos at the start of every season, and in these videos I often have the disclaimer that guess what, you do not have to wear trends to look good. I would actually highly recommend that you watch my last video that I just posted. I'll link it up above, because in that video I talk all about how I shop my own wardrobe and how I actually found my personal style and how it's helped me like limit my fashion overconsumption and the fact that I actually don't feel like I need to be a slave to trends. So I do want to put that in there. You do not need to wear trends to look good, but I still do understand why trends are valuable. I studied fashion merchandising in college, and so I understand that trends are a necessity to keep the fashion industry going. In these videos, I only cover trends that I'm personally into. I've tried in the past to do videos about all of the fall trends, including ones that I'm not as interested in, and then my uncut footage ends up being like an hour and a half long. I just really am passionate about talking about trends. So if you don't see a trend here that maybe you're seeing on social media, it's because I'm personally not a fan of it, and I don't want to waste your time or my time by talking about something that I'm not even interested in. But if you happen to be new here, like I said, my name is Caitlin, and my goal here on this channel is to inspire my subscribers to create and live their dream lives every day through our shared interests in things like fashion, obviously, travel, living a lovely lifestyle, and all that good stuff. So if any of that sounds good to you, please go ahead and subscribe down below, and be sure to follow me over on my Instagram. I'm not going to be styling looks from my own closet for this video because I'm gonna be honest, it's like 90 degrees right now here in Southern California. I don't really feel like throwing coats on. I've also found that for these videos, I like the end result better if I just throw up photos on the screen that I find online and on social media rather than me styling the trends, because it gives you a better idea of the range of the trend, and if your style isn't exactly like mine, maybe you'll see something out of these pictures that you like more than my personal style. I also just wanted to give a huge shout out to Ana Luisa for partnering with me on today's video, and I am so excited to be working with Ana Luisa because they are a jewelry company that believes that high quality jewelry does not need to come at the cost of harming our planet. They use recycled materials wherever possible in their jewelry pieces, and they are extremely transparent about where they source their metals and their stones from. Seriously, it is so easy to just go over onto their website, click the link down below in my description, and you can super easily find exactly where they get the materials from, which is something that I really appreciate. In 2020, they became a carbon neutral company, and in 2021, they became a certified climate neutral company, which means that all of the emissions that they put off during the entire manufacturing process of their jewelry is offset. They also use recycled packaging to ship all of their items, and all of these things that I just mentioned honestly just scratch the surface of their mission to leave the planet a better place than they found it. Not only are they a super sustainable company, but the styles of their pieces fit my jewelry style to a T. I am obviously wearing their jewelry right now, this necklace, the earrings, and this ring. I love their pieces because they are classic and elegant, but they're not boring. They're still really fun. They have a little twist to them that doesn't make them like your mom's jewelry. And no offense, mom, I love you and the jewelry that you wear. I personally am on the market for jewelry that is high quality, that will last me a really long time, but that won't go out of style because it's too trendy, and that is exactly what Ana Luisa delivers. Their prices start at $39, and if you use my discount code Mahina Catania 10, I'll have it on the screen here and in the description box down below, you will get an additional 10% off your order. And not only do they have gorgeous pieces at a more affordable price point, but they also have some beautiful fine jewelry that is definitely next up on my wish list, and they offer customization options if you want to have a bit more of a personalized jewelry experience. I would highly recommend checking out Ana Luisa jewelry if you are like I was and you know that you want new jewelry but you're not really sure where to start. Ana Luisa is the perfect solution. So I will go ahead and leave all the information that I just shared down in the description box down below, including my 10% off discount code and a link to their website, which if you are interested in checking out their jewelry, I would really appreciate it if you can use my link, because it will let Ana Luisa know that I sent you over to them, and I would love to partner with them in the future. So thank you so much for supporting me, and let's get on to the video. So the first trend that I really want to talk about and that I am so into is all things Western. And I kind of compiled this trend myself. I've seen a lot of other magazines and websites talk about about fringe jackets and cowboy boots and western hats separately, but I feel like it's honestly appropriate to just lump them all together. To be fair, I haven't seen anyone wear all of those western items together because I feel like that would kind of be over the top unless you actually live in an area where that's more socially acceptable or you're going to like a music festival or something. But I love this trend because my parents actually live in Montana and I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Montana, and whenever I'm over there I always feel like the spirit, like I just want to put on a cowboy hat. And honestly, I feel like western elements in fashion, like boots that kind of have like cowboy boot silhouettes or like details, or the hats or even fringe, I feel like they never go out of style. I feel like this trend gets recycled in like the summer or fall probably like every 2 years or so, so odds are that you probably already have something in your closet that fits this description. And with this trend you could either go all out like with the curved hat and the tall boots, or you could be a bit more subtle with just like a fringe leather jacket or a fringe suede jacket. And I honestly feel like this is a great trend to buy into if you are interested in it, because honestly it does come back so often, like I said, and it's really comfortable. Cowboy boots tend to be comfortable, hats are great for if you have a bad hair day, and jackets are always a necessity, so definitely check out this trend. This next trend is almost so obvious that I'm kind of just gonna skim over it, and that is chunky knits. And before you click off this video because you're like, duh, girl, chunky knits are always in trend for fall, I feel like we've been seeing a lot more chunky knits. I know that sounds so silly. I feel like this is kind of a continuation of like the uncertainty of some places still being in lockdown and people just wanting to wear more baggy, bulky silhouettes than like the tighter silhouettes that happened before 2020. And I love this trend so much. I used to think that on my smaller frame, I'm only 5'4", that chunky knits would kind of overwhelm me. But I feel like if you style them well by either giving them a nice little tuck or tucking them into some pants or a belt or adding a jacket or an outer layer that you can cinch in, it is a trend for everyone. Luckily, this is something that I've already had in my closet for years. I'm sure you have too, so that's kind of all I have to say about it. It's pretty obvious, but if for some crazy reason you don't have a chunky knit and you live somewhere where it's cold enough that you can wear one, I would highly recommend picking one up. You literally cannot go wrong. It's always going to be in style. Trend number 3 is sweater vests. And again, I'm gonna go a bit quickly over this one because if you have been on social media over the last like year and a half, you will have seen sweater vests before. I feel like they started becoming popular at the very end of 2019 and then they just flowed into 2020 and now into 2021. Honestly, I'm not sure if this is common knowledge outside of like sort of social media and the fashion industry, but fashion completely stalled in 2020, like supply chains totally stopped, and I kind of consider 2020 just like a null year. I'm sure all of us do, but like fashion trends that were big in 2019 just went all the way through to 2020, if that makes any sense. So anything that was popular in the end of 2019 into 2020 is honestly still probably popular now. But sweater vests, I actually don't own any sweater vests. I feel like they're the kind of trend that I really like the idea of them, but I just haven't found the perfect sweater vest for me that I am completely obsessed with. Again, watch my last video about how I plan all my purchases, but basically in that video I kind of talk about how in order for me to bring something into my closet, it really needs to wow me. And this is a trend that I like, but I'm not 100% certain on. I feel like it could easily go pretty grandpa, even though I know that grandpa style kind of is in right now. But if you are interested in picking up a sweater vest and you're a little bit unsure because you feel like they're on their way out, they are definitely not. So go ahead and pick one up if you are thinking about it. This next trend is kind of a big sort of umbrella trend, kind of like the Western trend, and that is different variations of animal print. The item that I've seen talked about most specifically in this category is faux fur leopard print jackets or coats. And I have a faux fur leopard print coat. I'll definitely pop it up on the side somewhere. And for me, this is a classic. This item specifically, I feel like I could be an 80-year-old grandma just going to the grocery store in this same leopard print coat. I did pick it up from Revolve, so it's really quite high quality. But I've also seen people talking about like zebra print, tiger print. So if you have animal print in your closet, definitely bring it out. I feel like this is another no-brainer for fall. I know that animal print is not for everyone, so if you're not sure and you kind of want to test the waters, I have like a little zebra print cami top. I'll put a picture of it here on the side that I kind of like layer up and it feels like it's a little pop. Or you could do animal print accessories like bags or shoes. I really think that if you haven't tried out animal print, there is an option out there for you. I would highly, highly recommend it. I have animal print tops from a few years ago, like a Realization Par one that's like tiger print. If you are a fashion girl, you definitely remember this top blowing up. I still have it, I still love it. So dig out your animal print if you haven't already, and if you haven't tried it out yet, I would highly recommend it. It's honestly kind of like a neutral in my opinion. The fifth trend that I want to talk about is one that I'm actually so excited for, and that is printed tights. And I've actually seen this trend credited to the revival of Gossip Girl. On the topic of Gossip Girl, I have definitely a Blair, which I believe is who this trend stems from. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched Gossip Girl in a really long time, and I'm not really down for the reboot. Sorry if you like it, but I think that printed tights are kind of an expression of the more exuberant take on fashion this year. Last year, for obvious reasons, fashion was a bit more loungy and I don't want to say darker, but it was a bit more serious. And I feel like this year, as I talked about in my spring and my summer trends videos, fashion has become a lot more light and people are going out and they're doing things. And so I think the whole printed tights thing, not only is it coming back from the revival of Gossip Girl, but it's also a combination of a fall staple, which is obviously tights, and then the more happy element, which is like the patterned element. So combine those two and you get printed tights. I only have one pair of printed tights. It just so happens to be the Gucci tights. It was like one of the first luxury items that I ever bought myself because they are fairly reasonably priced. I've worn them a lot and honestly they are really high quality. So if you've ever had your eye on those Gucci tights that like have blown up periodically on social media and you don't have them yet, if they're still available, I would recommend picking those up. So if you're into like more crazy patterns like polka dots or I don't know, stripes, I don't own any printed tights aside from the Gucci ones, definitely do it. This is your year. I feel like because tights are generally more affordable, if you kind of want to experiment with them, it's fine. It won't break the bank, and tights are fun because you can have like a plain outfit, like an all black outfit, and then like tights with like hearts on them or like glitter tights. I've also seen like fishnet tights that have like physical embellishments on them, like flowers, which I really love the idea of that, but I just don't know how feasible it is for me here in Southern California. But if you're interested in sort of switching up your style but you want to keep it on the low budget end, I would highly recommend picking up some patterned tights. The next trend is sparkles, and I'm kind of like kicking myself now because I feel like all the trends that I've mentioned so far, I'm like, it's a classic. I mean, sparkles like for fall, like ramping up for the holiday season, duh, but I'm talking about sparkles more in the lens of, I feel like this summer, something that was really big were very colorful sparkles, like not just the traditional gold sequins or silver sequins. I've seen like hot neon green sparkles, I've seen pink sparkles, I've seen like crop tops that are like just like sparkly mesh. Obviously the Paco Rabanne like disco-y silver sparkle skirts and bags have come back. And so if you're a sparkle person, guess what? You are in luck. I am not really a sparkles person unless I'm like really in my girly, feminine sort of springtime style, or we're getting closer to the holidays. Obviously sparkles, holidays, that's a no-brainer. But if you are into sparkles or you finally have invitations to parties for the first time in a really, really long time and you want to pick up some sparkles for yourself, I would highly recommend doing it. Just make sure that it's in a more classic style. If I had to recommend picking up any sparkly pieces, don't go for like the teals and the purples that we're seeing right now. The only real sparkles that I have like a few dresses that are black sparkles. I have one dress that I love that is gold sparkles. It's kind of like my go-to holiday dress. I feel like if you want to do sparkles, unless that's like 100% your personal style, just do little hints of it here and there and make sure they're in classic colors, because they are something that if they're not 100% your style, you'll kind of regret a little bit. It makes you feel kind of cheesy. So make sure that if you do get sparkles, they are in a classic color. That's my recommendation. The next trend that I've been seeing a lot lately is feathers, and I have been doing a lot of research on fashion publications, you know, Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, like obviously way more than just those two, but I don't think I saw that many people mention feathers. I will say that I did see quite a few different articles mention like flappers style, like 1920s style, because like everyone's saying that the 2020s are kind of like a repeat of the 1920s. That has yet to be seen, but regardless, I have been seeing feathers like pretty much every day on social media now, on like tops and accessories like shoes and dresses. Did I say tops? Yes, tops, like going out tops. Again, I think this is just kind of a exuberant fashion trend. That's the second time that I've used that word in this video. I like never say that word, but it just kind of feels appropriate. It's just like a happy, bubbly, exciting fashion moment that people are really diving into head first. I'm actually not a feathers fan. I know I said in the intro that I'll only talk about trends that I love, but I love it on other people. I hope that makes sense. If you are someone who's maybe you're not into sequins and you feel like you don't really have any party outfits that are really kind of doing it for you right now and you need to pick something up and you happen to like feathers, I would highly recommend picking up a piece with feathers on it. Again, not for me. I don't really see it as something that is a classic. It does come back pretty often though, so if you have the space in your wardrobe and you pick up like one feather piece, you'll be fine. I don't really think that it's like wasted money or anything, but again, I would recommend getting it in a color that you wouldn't really get sick of, so like white, black, even pink. Like I saw this really cute top on Instagram the other day that's pink feathers. I've also seen some really crazy feather dresses. I'll put one over here on the side. I'm thinking of one right now. I think it's from Dollhouse Fashion or something like that on Instagram. But yeah, feathers, I've definitely seen them everywhere. So if you're thinking about it, go for it. Again, I would just say don't buy like 10 feather pieces, and whatever you're gonna buy, if you really want to get the most of your money's worth, get it in a classic color. Oh my gosh, guys, we're on the last trend. I feel like the last few videos that I've filmed in this style end up being crazy long, so editing Caitlin, if this is under like 20 minutes already, congratulations, good for you. But colored leather, I have seen a lot of variations of this. Obviously leather is a classic, yes, another classic in this video, but I've been seeing a lot of people wear leathers that are kind of in not necessarily super crazy colors. Like I haven't seen neons or anything. Actually, maybe I've seen a few like Jacquemus like neons, maybe I'm making that up. But I have seen a lot of like monochrome head to toe leather looks that are like in a color that's not just black. Like I know Bella Hadid recently wore a head to toe leather look that was all brown. I actually just got my first pair of leather pants that are not brown, and if that sounds interesting to you, please go ahead and subscribe down below, because I think my next video after this one, actually no, 2 videos from now, my next video is going to be Montana trip related, but after that I have a fall haul, which I'm super excited about. So like I said, subscribe down below if you kind of want to see what I'm picking up for fall. But I've seen orange leathers, like kind of like a burnt orange. I've seen green leathers, like forest green, or even kind of like a lighter green. I've seen it mostly in jackets. I think this is honestly just a continuation of the fact that last year leather trench coats were super popular. Actually, it started in the end of 2019. As I've been saying, it was just one of those trends that was at the end of 2019 and no one really got to wear it, and so it's still kind of popular even over a year later. But I love a leather trench coat. I own one that I kind of bring out in the winter time, and I feel like I've seen a lot of colorful leather trench coats. Some of them have like fur detailing on them, which I think is super cool. I definitely want to upgrade the leather trench that I have to this one here. I know it's not colored leather, but I guess this trend is beyond just colored leather. It's kind of like fun takes on leather. So like I said, fur accents. I've seen like interesting cuts of leather pieces, like leather skirts with like the slits in it. Actually, maybe that's a few years old. I think Fendi did that maybe at the end of 2019. So again, sort of continuing into 2021. I know maybe that's a bit weird to just like skip over 2020, but like didn't we all skip over 2020? Yeah, I've been railing a lot on 2020 in this video. I don't know what's gotten into me. But that is the last trend of this video. I'm really curious. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me that these are the trends that you've been seeing around on social media or in magazines or in any other types of media. And I just wanted to give another huge thank you to Ana Luisa for working with me on today's video. Please check out my description box down below for my link to check out their pieces and let them know that I sent you. I am so obsessed with their jewelry. Like I said, I'm leaving tomorrow for my trip to Montana, and I'm just gonna keep wearing this. I'm not gonna pack any other pieces because these pieces make me feel really pretty, and I know that they'll add a nice little extra something to actually both of the weddings that I'm going to. So thank you, Ana Luisa, for helping me sort out the jewelry that I'm gonna pack for this trip. And again, I do have that 10% off code in the description as well. But thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. Please subscribe subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers here on this channel, and I'm so grateful for everyone who has already subscribed. So huge thank you to every single one of you guys. And as I mentioned, please go ahead and follow me over on my Instagram at Caitlin Mahina. If you have followed me over there before, you've probably seen some of my other trips to Montana, and you'll know that my Montana photos are the best. I am so proud of my photos in Montana. The nature is just gorgeous. It's just, I feel like I'm living my best life when I'm in Montana, and if you're curious about that, like I said, you'll find all that content over on my Instagram with my new updated camera, and I'm just so excited to create that content to share with you guys, and reels and stories, and it'll be super, super fun. So thank you again for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I know that you will look amazing this fall. See you in the next one.